Hi guys, hi. My name is Darryl Addison and I am the president and the founder of Torpedopot Company. As you know from our earlier videos, and let me introduce this gentleman first. This is Mr. Ron Freeman, and he's one of the maintenance coordinators that we have at Torpedopot. And sir, this is the Southwest Philadelphia,
Right.
yeah, a garden, community garden, is that what it is?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And so he's been maintaining it for us, and our claim is that you can set up a torpedo pond and it should water itself and you should be able to walk away. And it's the first time we've actually set it up at a community garden. So Ron is going to give us a report card today. And I hope he likes me, because I don't want him to give me a bad report.
No, it's a wonderful job.
So sir, can you explain to them your experience with the garden, what it does for you, what is it like?
Well, from my experience, it's very efficient, low maintenance, and you can grow a variety of vegetables off growing up as opposed to growing out. And I'll repeat again, it's very low maintenance, very low maintenance, and the amount of yield per pot is, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. And you can see you can grow just about, you can grow anything that you would be amazed at what you can grow in a pot. Yeah. I give you 100, my man.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I give you 100.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I say it humbly too, because you know, a lot of growers like yourself and like Mr. Freeman have been growing for years, and we tried to build a solution that we think would work for all of us. I mean, this is a world, we're all a part of this. We're going to take a walk through, and I'm going to ask, did you want to ask him, Mr. Moderator, did you want to ask Mr. Freeman any questions, or?
Is there anything that you think the Torpedopot would have difficulty growing?
Well, first, let me say the two advantages of people that I have talked to. My daughter doesn't have a large space, and I had told my friend to look it up on the internet, because what you can do with very limited space. Right. Is I can't find words, but once you get everything regulated, right. It's basically just grow itself.
It grows itself?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But like I said, for the space, patio or porch. And this is my first time being familiar with it.
Understood.
But for everything that I've since my experience with it,
right.
I mean, eggplants, the herbs. I mean, that you would have to have at least a nice plot just to have that amount of herbs on the ground.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah, on the ground.
So let's take a look at this. I want you to follow me for a minute. Ryan, if you don't mind. I want you to see what's going on with our garden versus a garden that is not using Torpedopot. And this is what's happening, where people are eagerly wanting to grow things. And I'm so grateful, because they just eagerly want to grow things, and as you can see, it's just sometimes it doesn't work out. Ron, you got to be here every day to do this, correct?
Yeah.
You got to use a hose. You got to get the weeds out. You got to bring in new dirt. You got to bring in new dirt. You got to do so much. And it's not like the citizens don't know how to grow things. It's that it's such a chore for them to grow. They have to continue with their lives. They have children, families. Most of them want for educational studies, and most of them retired. But to bring this chore, unproductive soil, it's just not going to be the yield. Let's take the yield of the Torpedopot and let you see what's going on here. This is one of our Torpedopots. Now, I don't know if you saw it, but these right here are the melons. And I want to show you now, just to make sure, Mr. Freeman, I put this in a pot. How long has this been here now, these pots?
less than a month.
Has it been about a month?
It's 3 weeks.
3 weeks, 4 weeks, right? 3, 4 weeks, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I want you to take a look at what's going on here. Look at what's growing in these pots. Now we had a watermelon this morning and it was delicious. Look at this. Look at this. Now when you see the vines start to turn brown, pick them. Take them and pick them. Take them and actually pick them. And they are delicious. And you have them all over the place. And Ryan, you want to show them some over there also?
These some we picked this morning and a couple last night, me and the kids.
Now amazingly, Ron picked these this morning and last night with the kids. But while I was here this morning and no one was here, I saw a couple of homeless men walk by. They looked pretty bad. And I called them over and said, here, and I gave them some watermelons. And they were so grateful. I mean, these men were like, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And that's what we designed the Torpedo Pot for. It's to feed the world. So people can have an opportunity to eat. When my colleagues such as Ryan come out here and they look at their fruits and vegetables, I mean, they walk through and they're able to pick it up like I do in my house. So this is his private garden. This is his private garden. And I am so grateful that Mr. Freeman took part in to try to help us. But I don't want to hide these because they know the animals will try to come eat this stuff. Make sure they're ours, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to show you something else, guys. Let me show you these banana peppers, the habanero peppers. Now, if you understood the banana peppers that we talked about earlier, we have from 500 to 1,000. I'm counting now at about 750 banana peppers, and they're still going. But these are the habaneros, and the habaneros are just doing fantastic. They are doing so fantastic. I pulled out some of the red ones, and the guys, I encourage people to come, pull the peppers off, and to eat them. I want the yield to continue doing more and more and more. And the habaneros have been doing so fine. They've been doing very, very well. And I love it. I truly love it. And we just have the curled parsley, what we have here. And the curled parsley is beautiful. Again, this pot was at my house. We moved it down here. Some of the pots got damaged because this is the first experience anybody moving a pot of this magnitude. But our claim is that these pots should grow by themselves, and it's doing just that. This parsley, can you come on this side? Because the sun is coming down this side, and look how green and lush that is. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? And you get to have this 24 hours a day in your home. You don't have to go to the supermarket or anything else. Let me show you a little bit of mint. And I have a story behind this mint. Oh, well, first the chamomile. The chamomile, again, we brought it over. We thought it died, and it came back on its own. The chamomile is, I love it. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna cut some to carry with me. I don't have one at home because I gave it here. Come here, you come a little closer. I'm gonna show you these flowers in the chamomile. The chamomile is starting to flower. And so remember now, you're not just buying a torpedo pot. Not only can you shave the herbs off and use them in your foods, but you can also get the seeds from the plants themselves. Take the seeds, store them from next year, and you're gonna be doing just fine. Let me show you about one more thing I want you to take a look at. Well, a couple more things. And this is I think this is spearmint. Yep, I think this is spearmint. And the spearmint, we knew that this pot had gone to pots because we transferred it, it wasn't doing very good. I was telling the fellas today, I walked into a supermarket, and let me tell you what happened. I just pull this one off. I'm gonna pull out some fresh growth. And it's hard because everybody eats off these plants, so please forgive me. This piece right here, I went to a supermarket. I should have my knife, I shouldn't do it this way, and I brought a piece of spearmint like this. You know what much it cost me? $1.25. Nobody wants to grow it at home because it's so evasive. Once you put it in the ground, it's hard to get rid of it. The torpedo pot is a great way to contain your mints. And I that for $1.25 and just getting a pack of seeds and then letting it grow for you, there's nothing else. You can't beat it. It's unbelievable. You don't have to do anything. People have been eating the squash. They've been eating so many other different things. And the last thing I want to show you is my beautiful, beautiful deer nasturtium. We brought this over and we thought that it had died. You saw in the earlier videos, the nasturtium plant that we have grown, this nasturtium plant that was growing earlier was so prolific. It was going up 10 feet and it went all the way down, it went across about 4 feet across. And it was doing tremendously. So I want to show you the torpedo pot, it grows things. Give it an opportunity, fine tune it, adjust it, and it will grow whatever you want. This gentleman, Mr. Freeman, has been growing, allowing things to grow in his garden, and the rewards for his community and his health and his family have been tremendous. Listen, the pots are designed for you and your household. It's designed for your community. Take advantage of this new wave. You are now the new food chain. You're the person, not the supermarket, that's producing food for your neighbors and your loved ones. Get in, get on board, and enjoy life the way it's supposed to be enjoyed. A lot of foods that we're eating have type of growth hormones and so much stuff in it. That growth hormones, what you put in your mouth, it goes in your body and causes you to grow. It has an effect on you. It may be negative or positive, but that's why the foods in America, they make us look so much bigger. But we have to ask ourselves, is it healthy? And so growing these foods and vegetables and planters is tremendous. And one last thing, this is the petunias. When I brought this from home, and you've seen my earlier videos, we had petunias all the way down. But again, we had to retrofit it for this. It fell a couple of times here in the garden area because they were transporting it. But as you can see, the potential of the torpedo pot, and go back and you'll see the pots that we have at home, what they look like. But the potential of the torpedo pot is limitless. It's limitless. Listen, I want to thank you for your time. And, oh, I'm sorry, I keep saying one more thing, but I want you to show you some fennel. If you looked at our earlier video, you would saw a lot of these pots fell over through transportation, so they may be mildly broken, but the piping is still working. This had fallen to the ground, and we had given up on it. As a matter of fact, I wanted to replace it, and I give it up for dead. I want you to see how this came back. Anything you have that's dying in a small planter, throw your food in a small planter and walk away. If you don't have time to stick plants in the ground, stick them in a small planter like this. And just put them in a small planter and you'll be able to, it'll grow by itself. You don't have to do anything. Let it grow by itself. And that's what's going on with the torpedo pot. Well, this fennel was actually grown today. And I want you to see how big these stalks are. These stalks are unbelievable. And they're so full of life. I'm going to cut them off. I know I should be bending them like this, but I'm cutting them off because this fennel is delicious. And the new growth that's on it with the seeds are absolutely delicious. By the time you get your fennel in the supermarket, you have the old dead stuff and you've lost a lot of the nutrients. You've lost a lot of the vitality in the plant that will help your body regain its footing. So why this is so important, because you can come out here and get it when it's tender and it's young. And the shoots are absolutely good. I took some, put them in a pan with some asparagus, just mildly singed it. And man, I tell you, we went to town on it. Listen, I want to thank you. I'm kind of tired right now. I came out early this morning just to make sure things are fine. And I'm so excited that about what's going on here. In addition, we're in talks with a lot of different people of how to put the torpedo pots not only in homes, but in nations in the country. Torpedo pot will grow for you, and it grows abundantly. Listen, I want to thank you for your time, and you guys have a wonderful day.